Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach about Civics Lesson 5, the Judiciary. In this lesson, we will study about Supreme Court and its activities, High Court and its activities, also Subordinate Court and its activities. In the previous lesson, we have studied about President, Prime Minister, Chief Minister, Governor and their powers and also the function, isn't it? But this lesson we will study about only the judiciary. The judiciary is the organ of the government. It has some responsible for the implementation or the explanation of law. And it also responsible for settling dispute, which means arguments, and bringing of offenders to justice. The judiciary is the independent of the executive and the legislature. Our constitution has established a single integrated judicial system for our whole country. This means that there are different level of courts that function in a hierarchy of the authority. At the top of the hierarchy is the Supreme Court, followed by High Courts. It's at the state levels. Below the High Court are the subordinate courts at the district level and the local level also. Decision made by the lower court can be appealed against in the High Court. This ensures that even if the justice is denied by one court, it may be solved by another court. First, we will discuss about Supreme Court. Supreme Court is the highest court of law in India and the final interpreter of our constitution. Actually, Supreme Court is located in New Delhi. Next, we will discuss about composition of Supreme Court. Supreme Court consists of the Chief Justice and not more than the 30 other judges. They are appointed by the President of India. Next, we will discuss about eligibility of Supreme Court judges. Here, the eligibility refers qualification of Supreme Court judges. To be appointed as a judge of Supreme Court, a person must be a citizen of India. And a judge of High Court for at least 5 years and an advocate of High Court for at least 10 years and a distinguished jurist in the opinion of the President also. Next, we will discuss about the term of Supreme Court judges. Supreme Court judges retired at the age of 65. And a judge of Supreme Court can only be removed through the process of impeachment for proven misbehavior or incapacity. Next, we will discuss about jurisdiction and powers. Jurisdiction refers to the power of a court of law to enforce laws or carry out legal judgments. Supreme Court has 3 types of jurisdiction. They are appellate jurisdiction, advisory jurisdiction and also original jurisdiction. First, we will discuss about original jurisdiction. Original jurisdiction refers to the power of the Supreme Court to hear dispute as and when it is arise for the first time. And the Supreme Court works original jurisdiction in some other ways. They are a dispute between the Government of India and one or more states, and a dispute between the Government of India and one or more state on one side and one or more states or states on the other, and a dispute between two states. Next, we will discuss about writs. The Supreme Court also has the power to issue the writs or formal commands for the enforcement of the fundamental rights. Next, we will move on to PIL, Public Interest Litigation. Citizens can directly approach the Supreme Court with a matter that they believe is of importance to the public. This is done by submitting a writ petition of public interest litigation to the Supreme Court, addresses to the Chief Justice of India. The Chief Justice of India can review, which means to check the PIL and issue the writ accordingly. Next, we will discuss about appellate jurisdiction. Appellate jurisdiction empowers the Supreme Court to hear appeals against any judgment passed by a high court, that is sometimes civil case or the criminal cases. The Supreme Court is the highest court of appeal in the country. That's why it has the power to review the decision of the High Court. Next, we will discuss about advisory jurisdiction. Supreme Court enjoy advisory jurisdiction, which empower it to provide advice to the President of India on the constitutional matters when he asked to do so. Next, judicial review. The Supreme Court is the guardian of our constitution. That's why it has the power to determine the constitutional validity of law passed by the Union Government or State Government. It can declare a law null and void, which means cancelled, if it is in conflict with the Constitution. This is known as the power of judicial review. The Supreme Court also has the power to transfer a case from one high court to another high court. Next, we will discuss about Court of Record. The Supreme Court maintains a record of its act and also the proceeding, which can be referred to for future cases and the proceedings. Article 129 of our Constitution establishes the Supreme Court as a court of record. Next, we will move to the High Court. The High Court is the highest court of justice in a state. Sometimes the Parliament may establish a common High Court for two or more states. Next, we will move to composition of High Court. Each High Court has a Chief Justice and other judges. They are also appointed by the President of India. The number of judges varies from one state to another state. That is depending upon the size of the particular state. Next, we will discuss about appointment of High Court judges. The Chief Justice of High Court is appointed by the President of India in the consultation with the Chief Justice of Supreme Court and the Governor of concerned state, which means the particular state. Okay. So, other judges are appointed by the President in the consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the Governor and the Chief Justice of the High Court. Eligibility of High Court judges. To be appointed as a judge of High Court, a person must be a citizen of India. That is very, very important. And they should have been an advocate of High Court for at least 10 years. Next, term of the High Court judges. The judge of a High Court retired at the age of 62. They may be removed by the President of India on ground of proven misbehavior or incapacity. Next, we will discuss about jurisdiction and powers of High Court. The powers of High Court are limited to its territory only, which including the subordinate courts also, and its authority is not applicable in the territory of other courts. The High Court enjoy original jurisdiction over the criminal cases and also the civil cases that are to be beyond the authority of the subordinate courts, such as matters of company laws, divorce, contempt of court also. High Court has the power to issue writs for the enforcement of fundamental rights or for any other purpose. A High Court here appeals against a decision made by the lower court and has the power to check such decisions. High Court is a court of record for reference in future cases. High Court supervises the working of the subordinate courts and it has authority over them. Next, we will move to subordinate courts. Below the High Court are the district courts and other subordinate courts. District courts operate under the control of High Courts. District courts are three types. They are civil courts, criminal courts, revenue courts. The authority at the apex of the High Court at the district level in the district and the session judge. The Court of District Judge, he is also known as District Court. He is the highest court for civil justice. The subordinate courts below it are the Court of the Civil Judge and the Court of the Munsif. Munsif here refers judge. The Court of Session Judges, the highest court for criminal justice in the district level. The subordinate courts below it are the Court of the Chief Judicial Magistrate and the First Class Judicial Magistrate and the Second Class Judicial Magistrates. At the village level are the courts known as Nyaya Panchayat. Next, we will move to Lok Adalat. Lok Adalat, that is known as People Court. It formed in 1984. It reduced the burden of work on the regular courts. Lok Adalat accept cases that are pending in the regular courts. Lok Adalat is presided over by a retired judge with two other members also. They usually a lawyer and a social worker. Here no court fee. Lok Adalat settle disputes through conciliation and compromise. The decision of Lok Adalat is treated as final and binding on all parties. No appeal can be made against the decision of the Lok Adalat in any court of law. Through the Lok Adalat, the case is settled with mutual consent. For speedy justice, the dispute can be brought before the Lok Adalat directly instead of bringing cases to a regular court first. Next, we will discuss about an independent judiciary. An independent judiciary is the integral to smooth functioning of democracy. Our constitution ensured that the judiciary is the independent of the executive and the legislature. This is secure in various ways. The judges of Supreme Court can only be removed from office by an order of the President, which has been ratified by 2/3 of majority of both houses of Parliament. A person who has been a judge of Supreme Court is not allowed to serve in any other court of law or any other authority in India. Okay, thank you, students.